Hello everybody. Well, nearly 800 subscribers. Can you believe that? I started a year and a half ago thinking there's a lot of good YouTubers out there doing this kind of model railway thing and I'm learning a lot from them. I may as well put a channel up as well. I really didn't expect anybody to sort of subscribe to it, but thank you to those that have and all those that commented and did all those lovely, wonderful things. So, what am I here today to talk to you about? The layout and how I've decided that it isn't quite what I want. Let's get down there and have a look. I think my main problem now is simply that any trains that come in, locos and carriages, they come in on what looks like the downline onto the main platform. Yes, it's a terminus station, so it doesn't really matter, but it just feels wrong. And if it feels wrong to me, then, well, it must be wrong. Obviously, it's not necessarily, but that's how it feels. So what am I going to do? Well, originally, this was going to be a single track. But in the 11th hour, for reasons better known to myself, and I can't remember, I decided to make it a double track. I think it was something to do with, if I put a point here, bearing in mind the baseboard is a good, 5 inches below, a point motor wouldn't have reached it. And I think that's what I was thinking. So I decided not to do that. But of course that immediately took out any way of getting a loco off the platform, round the coaches, to pick it up again at the rear and head on out of the station. And as you can see, there's no head shunt. So, what am I going to do? Well, of course I could rip it all out and start again. Little extreme, probably not going to go down that route. I can try and make the modifications that I'm thinking about, which might be an option, although that does require me ripping up some of this track and scenery that I've already committed myself to, but that is an option. The third option, of course, is just leave it, enjoy it as best you can, make changes and modifications if and when I like and please, but plan for the next one, because there's always another layout. At the moment, I'm just moving towards maybe making some changes on this layout once I've built up the courage, because let's face it, when everything's down, you've got to start ripping it out. It's quite soul-destroying to do that. I mean, you can see here I've put in a point. This could be the point that goes in. This track comes out, rip out, becomes a single line. We then have the problem with there's a bridge that's a double bridge. Do I rip that out and put a single bridge in? Don't know. Got to put a set of points in up there for the head shunt. It's doable, but I'm a little afraid of ripping it up at the moment. But if I build up to it gradually, maybe I will. And while we're here, let's have a little update. I think I showed you the scenery that I'd painted by hand last time, but I think I've got a little further with the station. Here's the station building. It's obviously not completed yet. There's no chimneys. There's a side building to go on. The bay windows need to go in, and there's 2 upper story windows need to go in, and a bit more paintwork needs completing on the stonework. I'm not overly happy with that finished colour at the moment, so I think I need to work on that a bit. This here is the area where the head shunt will go in if and when I decide to do it. If I pluck up the courage, I would then rip out the track around here. The problem being that the loco presently at the end of the line would finish here, so that's one less carriage that I can get in before it could run onto the head shunt and back down the other line. That would leave me with a 3-rake coach run. I wanted 4, but hey, you can't have everything, can you? 3 will. If it gets me what I want, I can live with just 3. This area then below becomes the goods yard area, a small area. Again, you can't get much in there, but it will be a nice little small, as I say, goods yard area. There's the engine shed, the water tower, that needs some work as well. But the big question after all that is that tunnel there that you can see, which is where the trains all exit. That at the moment is a double tunnel. Did I mention that? Can't remember. Would the, do I rip that out? Put a single tunnel in? It would look better if I did, but I'll have to overthink of that, because again, I mean, that's just scenery that needs taking out. It's not like ripping track out. This is just a bit of scenery. I think I can do that. I'll have a think about it. Something else I'm considering, because the layout is really quite small in the end, and I am getting to a point where it's nearly completed, if you like, in the scenery. Nearly. I mean, there's a fair bit to do, but it is getting to a point I can see it's going to end. Short of making massive changes in it, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some more of these little dioramas. The idea originally was to have this section modular, it could be lifted out, and another section put back in, but that never happened. So this would be the answer. Little dioramas, that way I can get my skill levels up and learn more as I go, and also plan a little bit more for the future. You never know, these might fit into the next layout if they already exist, and if not, there'll be a leader into what I might want to do in the next layout. We will see. So that's my dilemma for 2025, or the beginning of it anyway. What do you think? Pop some comments down below. I'd be very interested in what you think out there. So until next time, take care. See you around. So that's my dilemma for the beginning of 2025. What do you think? Should I rip it out and start again? Probably not. Should I make some adjustments?